I don't want to tell the whole story. BMF days, been to the feds, Trump pardoned from the feds, came back home, never told on nobody, went to trial with some people he ain't never seen before. Man, we just go get into it, man.
He got life for weed. That's the big thing. He got life
and he
for
taught
weed.
me how to do this car in this stunt. I swear to God, I've been going flip-flopping day and night like Kid Cudi since we was kids. The originator of the bars, man.
All right, Corvain Cooper, nice to have you on the show. How you feeling?
Man, it's a blessing. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah.
CV is the street name, too. So if you
CV.
That's what the whole street's known by, CV. But Corvain Cooper is the name, you know what I mean?
For sure. So, okay, tell us a little bit about your upbringing, where you're coming from and everything.
Now, I come from the east side. So my first beginning of my life, I was on the east side where it's just, it's the struggle. It's your mother's on drugs, your dad's selling drugs. You're trying to make it out. They want you to be from East Coast. Then you move to Inglewood. They want you to be from Inglewood. And you move to the 60s. They want you to be from 60s. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of harder growing up in L.A. when you're trying to make money, you're trying to hustle, you're trying to be cool, and you're trying to do it and not get attached to one gang, right? Because you're trying to hustle with each and every person. So it's more harder not to bang than it is to bang. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to floss. You feel what I'm saying? And that's going to come with a cost in LA. That's going to come with the jackers. That's going to come with gun shooting. That's going to come with a lot of testing to see if you're really like that or not.
Ever since you was young, right?
Yeah.
And before that. So this ain't just no new thing that the LA kids is doing. This is just the law of the land in LA. You can't never show your hand unless you're ready to go all the way there.
And if you're not ready, it's gonna be a test for you.
Because you a small guy, man.
Yeah, it's not like I'm like the biggest guy in the world.
You never know Debo, be the Debo in these situations.
So you're a small guy and you made it through a whole lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and stood your ground. You did your prison riot bars. You know what I'm saying?
You got your county bars, your county riot bars, because you got to make it through. You got your state, you got your feds. The feds is a whole different ball game because when you're in the feds, you're in all 50 states in one. Yeah. So when you walk in this room, it's somebody from everywhere, and there's less people from LA. So now no one cares about, because you're in cars now. You're not in a gang. You're in whatever car you're from. So let's say if you're with white boys, they got 10 different white boy crews in there that you're going to have to be with. You feel
I will go with the non-racist one.
Nah. There's none of those.
No? They're all racist?
None of them. A Peckerwood, a regular Peckerwood, that's what they call you. That's the wood pile.
I'll take I'm going to get in wherever I can fit in.
Because you're not an AB.
I'll make some apologies once I get out.
I think with that cross on your face, you could be. Nah.
No,
you're at least going to get sent.
You should just run black.
And you're going to at least get sent on 1 or 2 missions.
Yeah,
because they need to see what's going on. This is USP talk.
Man, lately, I'm ready. I think I'm in the zone. I'm in the headspace to go on some missions right now.
But he made transition last week or 2 weeks ago. He's from No Jumper Crip now. On Crip.
Hey,
hit him with your No Jumper.
It's either that or the No Jumper BDs, whatever we got to do. Hey, but okay, so tell me, you're talking about hustling and trying to deal with all these different cliques and everything. So when did you start hustling, and like when and how was that, like the early days of all that?
I started hustling like at 14. So 14 and 15, really in LA, that's the cold part about LA. You really learn like the white collar first, right? So you learn the white collar, then we cashing checks in high school, 9th, 10th grade. Then you move to basically like the counterfeit money, probably around 15, 16. You move to counterfeit. When you go buy something for $1,000, you take it back and get the cash.
Who are you getting the counterfeit money from?
You're getting the counterfeit money just out the hood. Just everybody just, during those days, like you can just.
It's not like that anymore. It's more difficult.
It's probably more difficult because the money has changed.
Right.
So the money has changed. So.
Counterfeit money.
Counterfeit money is like, I can't believe so. When I see people still doing it, it's kind of like, damn, that's kind of like 1982.
Because I always assumed that was not a hustle that you should ever even dip your toe into, because you could literally get like, insane prison terms for it, right?
Not really, because it's kind of like a slap on the wrist. You feel what I'm saying? Like you're not really doing it.
You got to get caught with like a couple billion of that shit, or like a million to 2 million. You know what I'm saying? Like they, a couple people, you do get a federal case. I know some people who got like federal probation for that shit and like house arrest and shit. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, wow. But like for like 200,000, 300,000 type shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I thought it was way more serious than that. Wow.
Yeah, so and plus you're gonna go in. If you work at Nordstrom's or you work at whatever store you work at, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna buy $1,000 jacket from you. I'm gonna give you maybe $300. I'm gonna take the $700, but I'm gonna take it right back to the next Nordstrom's and get the 1,000. You do that 10 times. Now you just made 10 bands, but you're only like 15. You feel what I'm saying? So you move. And back in the day when you're selling weed, back in the day, you got to understand it's not all these different weeds like how it is now.
It's just weed.
It's just weed right now. It's either Rick, AZ, or Chronic. You know what I mean? Like got all this.
When I think about being a young man, when I was young, we were just smoking weed. It had never occurred to me like, oh, there's good weed and bad weed.
Yeah.
That was not even in the conversation.
You got your stress and you got your chronic. It was just that. AZ. You got stress, AZ, and chronic.
All
That's
this other shit is just in the way. Bro.
So like you being from the east side, right? And then you going to school on the west side. Tell them how it was just going to school on the west side. What you had to at 15 years old, the type of shit that you had to do just to compete at Westchester High School.
First of all, it's the pressure of like dealing with kids whose parents have a little bit more money than your parents. So they already got the nice clothes and all that. You're trying to keep up, but you was fly on the east side, but the fly on the west side is a little different. You know, it's gonna be it's a notch up. So you're gonna have to continue to get into this world. And once you get started, my dad went to the feds when I was like 16, right? So by the time then, it's like that's cut off. I already had like the drug dealer dad, right? So I'm already like kind of fake spoiled and already have the shit. But now all I did was introduce you to the shit. So now you're already turned out. You already been getting the Jordans off. Now you got to keep this shit up now because now you're in 11th and I already went to camp. By the 11th, I did 7 months in camp.
For what?
Because I broke in the lockers at Hollywood High. I went to Hollywood High in 11th, right? So shout out to my boy Ant. We went to Hollywood High.
You were breaking in lockers and taking what? Just whatever you could?
I got the code to everybody's thing. I'm supposed to be the TA. I'm supposed to be watching your locker, but I'm going to school with all the Armenian kids.
Oh,
so the Armenian kids, they got all the money. They're taking Benzes and shit to school. You feel what I'm saying? So like, it went on. I put somebody on. I don't want to say their name, but I put them on, right, onto the lick because I did it for like 3 months, right? So I'm probably getting like 400 a day. So I'm not automatically wiping you out. If you have 500 in your wallet, I might take 2.
So they might not notice.
So they might not even notice. So it'll keep going because the next day he comes with more money in his fucking wallet. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like,
that's smart thinking.
But you went to Hollywood High?
Yeah.
What's it actually like going there? Because we always ride this one rail out in front, but not me, but like I always see skaters there and everything, and I just wonder like, what is it actually like to go there? Is it crazy?
Brandy was like on Thea too back then, but it was more. My parents wanted me to be in acting at first,
and
so
they figured that was a good spot for an acting career.
Is it a performing arts school?
It's a dope ass performing arts. You feel what I'm saying?
I thought Hamilton was the one.
That's why I met my business partner Ant. We met at Hollywood High in the drama class.
They have a crazy mural outside of it with all these actors and stuff on it, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, everybody.
Right.
See, but Hollywood High is like it's like
Bassett.
it's very diverse. So it's like
your whole game can change.
These people, you got these people. They getting high. Like he said, he got the Armenians. The Armenians and the white boys and the Mexicans. They kind of get on to the harder drugs earlier. So you up here, you could be serving a cold sack of this up here at high school. Like I was going to go drop pills and pot off at Beverly High in fucking Hollywood
it really
High.
broadens your game.
Yeah.
Really, it made my game better because now you know how to deal with a lot of different people from a lot of different races and a lot of different creeds and stuff growing up. So it already balances your game out way better to deal with people when you get older.
Yuri, who used to be here, was always talking about how when he went to Hollywood High, he'd be popping pills in the morning before school.
See what I'm saying?
Just rolling all day.
That's I'm like, that what type of shit? What if that was cool when you were in high school? That shit'd be crazy.
I remember ecstasy coming out when I was in like 10th, 11th grade and just hearing about it, reading the article in Newsweek about it, being like, this shit sounds crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't even catch wind of ecstasy till probably like Mac Dre, 2001 or 2, like in LA, like
right.
Right. When it was the doubles and all that.
Yeah. So by the time I think I took my first ecstasy pill like 11th grade.
Yeah, Buddy was the
like,
first one to show me. That was back like in the car wash.
But it was
day.
just like that shit was so frowned upon. Like it wasn't cool. Now that Yuri, he's like 10 years younger than you.
Probably
more,
is something
20.
like that. Yeah.
Nah, well, let me look. I said 20. I just did you.
No,
in
not
there.
20. He's not 19, but I think he's like 29. Yeah,
Oh,
something
oh,
like
he
that.
is? Oh,
Yeah, I might be 30.
I thought he was 19.
No, he looks young.
No, that just never mind. I won't even say why I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because everything's a diss here. You can't never have a regular conversation.
He goes to a stream about you, Big Brick Baby with an anti-sign.
Nah. I'm learning.
You learning.